Ann Coulter just wrote a brand new book called Resistance is Futile, How the Trump-Hating Left Lost Its Collective Mind. It's out tomorrow. We're honored to be the first stop on her book tour. And it's great to see you. What did you learn spending all this time forensically looking at the anti-Trump left?
Well, I think your description just there describes the never-Trumpers beautifully. With the left, I think it's more that they really do hate deplorables. They hate the Walmart crowd, and that's what they see in Trump. They're able to attack the gun culture and Walmart and middle-class, middle Americans by attacking Trump without getting called on it because, you know, technically he's a billionaire who's president. But really, at the bottom of it, they just think he's icky. And so they go on and on about this existential crisis facing America and Russian collusion without allowing anyone else in their little closed set, so that even smart people, as you point out, they become crazier and crazier, and they are rewarded for being crazy, as John Brennan and Clapper and Comey were. I mean, at one point, it was the left who wanted to chop those three up and feed them to the dogs. And all they had to do was start sending unhinged tweets, as John Brennan has, and suddenly he's a hero. I go through in my book not only all of the lies Brennan has told and why he was hated, and for good reason, as head of the CIA and just constantly lying. Left really hated him. Then as soon as he starts sending those crazy tweets about Trump being, you know, treasonous and history will judge you, I just have one sentence of the names he was called after that. You know, one of the most honored men, MSNBC, deep credibility, CNN. Suddenly, it's a Cinderella story. Isn't that happy? Isn't that great? They welcomed him back.
Can I ask you a question that I've been thinking about for the past year and a half, and I don't know the answer? So the group that the left hates most, the middle class, as you just correctly said, the group that Trump represents, is also the group doing the most poorly. The middle class is dying and shrinking. Its life expectancy has declined. Why don't they feel sorry for the middle class?
It is their hatred of Trump has caused them to lose all reason. I mean, it seems to me it used to be, well, both political parties would claim to care about the working man, the middle-class family. Both political parties used to want to defend the border. Both political parties used to attack the concept of anchor babies and illegal aliens committing crimes and legal aliens committing crimes. But, I mean, you do kind of worry. Trump had this uncanny ability to raise important issues that Americans care about, but it's getting to the point. I mean, now, you know, my governor says America wasn't ever great. If that's what he's driving them to, part of it is, of course, that's what their base, or a large portion of their base, wants. But I really wish we could sit down, liberals, and ask them why. I mean, I'm not a waitress at Wendy's. I'm not a union bookkeeper, but I care about my fellow American. Why don't they?
Well, it's a great question. It's an obsession of this show, and I honestly don't know the answer. But I do agree with you that it does seem like Trump, among other things, has totally corroded their own standards. Like, they will say anything. I mean, you can make a case against Trump and tell the truth, but they don't.
Yes, I mean, if the resistance were smart, I think they would read my book. It gives them excellent advice, which is attack Trump on the stuff he's actually done. Don't keep, as my friend Joe DeVito says, it's a buffet. Don't keep bringing your own food to the buffet. There's plenty there to attack. You don't need to make things up, but they make things up, and the stories get crazier and crazier, and as luck would have it, I don't have a job, so I can spend months going through Nexus to see the complete insane contradictions of them saying the dossier is you know, it's proved. We know it's true because it was used to get a FISA warrant. It was used to get a FISA warrant on Carter Page. And then 10 months later, we find out that the dossier was Hillary Clinton-funded research. And suddenly, where did you get the idea that the dossier had anything to do with this investigation, with the warrant on Carter Page? And, you know, I have the quotes side by side, 10 months apart.
Oh, I bet you do. Because I read your column. And what people who know you on television may not know is that you write your own stuff, and you are a brilliant writer, and I mean that. I think even people who disagree with you would agree with that. So I hope this book sells a ton of copies. It's out tomorrow. Resistance is Futile, greatest title of a book this year. Thank you, Ann Coulter. Great to see you.
Thank you for having me on.